Today, I want to take you out with me on a search for something more uplifting than the constant stream of bad news. Or just simply things that would give you a break from the daily horrors, a bit of escapism. So here is the Salam Pax guide to fun things to do in Baghdad. My personal favorite forms of escapism are, in order of preference, pop music, television, and dart. So I went out looking for what I can find in Baghdad these days. I quickly hit a wall with Iraqi pop music. Many music shops have been closed in Baghdad because of death threats. The environment of Islamic extremism we live in today means that music is, yes, haram, that's forbidden for you non-Muslims watching. And the selling of music has been deemed offensive to Islam. Why, I hear you ask? Let me show you one esteemed Islamic scholar's reasoning. Sheikh Ahmed Kutti in Toronto, Canada, tells us that Western music is associated with diseases of the soul. Well, that's one scholar's opinion, and it's still a controversial issue. But when I went to visit one of Iraq's most famous record shops, I found out that they were reduced to a single outlet, and they were too afraid to talk to me because of death threats. What you find on the shelves are Arab artists but very few Iraqi singers. Those who still want to record, travel abroad and find other production companies. No chance of escapism here. Pop in Baghdad is dead. On to the next thing. Television. One area of entertainment that has blossomed since the fall of Saddam is soap opera TV. We love to watch Iraqi soap operas. So here I am on the set of a Baghdadi soap opera. With 12 new channels, there is a lot of choice. And Al Somariya, one of the new local channels, has 4 productions on the go. But only one is being made in Baghdad because it's too dangerous for most people. The drama they are filming is called Orchestra, and it's about a family that has been through the last 3 wars in Iraq, and about their struggle to survive, and how we all crave a bit of peace and freedom. We join them as Asel talks to her mom about moving to her new marital home. Like most girls, she's got some pre-wedding jitters.
المهم لازم تدزين وياي يا رجاء حتى ألملم وأرتب غراضي. ما معقول أشتغل وحدي.
The drama is being directed by Iltifat Aziz, who was a household name as an actress before she moved behind the camera. I asked her about what it was like to make a drama in post-war Baghdad.
Sometimes we have to wait hours for one of the actors because of a curfew or an explosion somewhere. It's like a race with electricity to get a shot done, and if we use generators, the costs are huge.
Iltifat Aziz also worries about the whole crew's safety. They are mainly women, and if you look around, you'll see only one is veiled. The atmosphere on the set is more relaxed than most workplaces in Baghdad these days, and they don't tell too many people where they film. But I can show you this building because it's only a temporary location. Aziz comes into work wearing hijab and jubba to hide the fact that she actually wears trousers. And when I did the interview with her, she felt the need to wear a headscarf.
Working here is like suicide. Death awaits you at any moment. But there is no other way. Would we want to sit at home? We all have to work, all of us, men and women.
So despite all the difficulties, this crew are here for 60 days filming 30 episodes of Orchestra. And we all love to watch these soap operas. It is almost perfect escapism. But on the set itself, our violent realities are all too present. When a bomb went off nearby, they just paused for a heartbeat and then carried on. Iltifat keeps them very focused here. The show must go on. A couple of days later, I went out again to find the next item on my list, an art gallery. But on my way, I heard that a car bomb had gone off in the shopping district of Karada, and I went there to find out what had happened. We had hoped that the violence would decrease with time, but it seems that it has a momentum of its own now.
About 7 died yesterday, just like that. 3 died by the house and 2 here. It was a car, a big car.
People were shocked when the car bomb went off here because this area, Karada, is a highly popular shopping district and has always been thought to be one of the safer places in Baghdad. It seems there's no escaping this violence. So on my way back home, I went to visit the florist in Karada just for a glimpse of something beautiful, only to find out that this is actually now the last shop selling fresh flowers in Baghdad. As I talked to the florist about yesterday's explosion, he tells me that a relative of his was killed, a child.
We are preparing for a funeral. A young relative of mine died in the explosion in Karada yesterday. He was a kid who went out to buy cola and never came back.
Flowers have always been imported from Jordan because of the fierce climate here. But now the roads are too dangerous, and it is not worth the trouble because people don't order as many flowers as they used to.
A lot of things have changed. People used to have wedding celebrations in the evenings, going on till 3 or 4 in the morning. Now people have their weddings from around 1 in the afternoon until 2, and then go home, and they don't have as many flowers as they used to. They're afraid to get together.
One of my main forms of escapism has always been to go to art galleries. Even on the Saddam, we had dozens of them. So I immediately went to my favorite one, Hiwar. Only to find out that this is the last privately owned gallery in Baghdad. But the owner, Qasim Septi, doesn't feel like he can have exhibitions here, and the walls are almost empty. So come on in, and let me give you a private tour of what is left on display in Hiwar. Septi also told me about the difficulties in keeping a gallery open in Baghdad these days.
Asking the Iraqi public to come to an exhibit is almost like asking them to walk through a minefield.
The gallery has been open since 1994, and up to 2003, Qasim Septi has had 120 events and exhibitions in these rooms.
I've stopped exhibiting work in my gallery because I can't be sure that a suicide bomber won't come in and blow himself up amongst the visitors.
It seems incredible that we have reached a stage when visiting galleries has become a dangerous pastime. But Qasim Septi was even more pessimistic.
One of the simplest pleasures Iraqis used to have was to take their families and go for a walk along the river and sit in the public gardens. My dear brother, today we can't even go for a walk anymore. Do you know what the Iraqis' little pleasures are today? To see their sons come back from school alive.
Amongst all these horrors, I am sure you will forgive me for choosing the most mindless forms of escapism. Soap operas. So I returned to the set and had another dose of orchestra. What was going on with Asal's wedding plans?
ماما ايش بيك دبرتينا؟ ادري نزلت المخزن تدور على الجنطه ما لقيت ايش اسوي؟
اي هذا مو شغلك ماما، انت باكر زواجك، لا تروحين تسوين شيء وتتعورين، بعدين شلون؟
ادري يا ماما.
Batul Aziz, like the director of this drama, is one of a small numbers of actors who have chosen to stay and work in Baghdad and face the daily violence.
واحدة من الحوادث اللي صارتنا أثناء عملنا يعني سيارة مفخخة صارت.
There was an incident during filming this week, a car bomb very close to where we were shooting. You see death with your own eyes, you see the victims, and still a couple of days later you go back to work. I think we've developed a strange ability, a toughness, and as they say, the blow that doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
الضربة اللي ما تنهيك فهي تقويك. انت تجين بس تجين زيارة.
I would like to say that I agree with actress Batul Aziz, but I feel my optimism went out of the window last year. I miss all the things we used to take for granted, and finding so many last ones left, like the record shop, the florist, the gallery, wasn't the uplifting news I was looking for. I don't know how we're going to get our lives back on track in Iraq. But while it's like this, at least we have this fantasy world that Irtifat Aziz is creating for us.